The top of the Empire State Building.
Hey, yo, what up? It's Z100, New York's #1 hit music station. I'm Josh Martinez with our guest, Eddie Benjamin. What up, bro?
What's up, bro?
It's been like 3.5 years since you and I last chatted.
Crazy.
Different building, too.
Really?
Yeah, we were in a different Z100 studios at the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn, I didn't even recognize that.
How's life been over the last 3.5 years, dude? A lot has changed.
A lot has changed. It's been good, man. I've just been recording music, trying to stay healthy, trying to keep my brain in a good little pocket. You
Love
know?
that.
Yeah.
So from a mental health exercise standpoint, is there something that you kind of gotten into the last few years, like yoga, meditating, anything that like you could attribute to the help with the mental health?
That's funny you say that. My mum is a big yoga girly.
Okay.
She's actually a yoga teacher. She'd be flying around the world like zenning people out, which is cute. But I still haven't adopted it.
Okay.
But honestly, therapy. That's one of my favorite activities. Often, if I'm hanging out with the homies, I'm like, "Yo, guys, 1 second, I have a therapy call." Try to do as much therapy as I can.
Hell yeah, I love that.
I just love talking,
dude. And it's mind blowing to me that in 2025 there are people that still don't believe in therapy. And I'm just of the belief that everybody needs therapy.
What does that mean? I don't believe in therapy.
Well, I think it just comes from like this stigma or this negative mindset towards it of like, I don't want to open up to a stranger, not realizing that opening up to the stranger is actually the best thing because you know they're not going to judge you.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many levels. I think that just sounds like suppression of emotion, which is fine. You know, everyone needs their own journey to like process their life. You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know, you got to find the right person. I think the word therapy is a scary ideal to a lot of people, but it's really just expressing yourself, you know? So
you mentioned the word journey. Obviously you're lucky enough where you can express yourself artistically from a therapeutic standpoint while going to therapy, so you kind of get like these two best worlds.
I'm just therapized all the time.
Have you ever wrote a song or in a session where it was too vulnerable and you needed to be like, all right, I gotta put this over to the side and then just restart something else?
No, I think that's like, if there's one responsibility as an artist is to express the truth. You know what I'm saying? I think we all have moments that are hard to express true vulnerability in a room. You know what I'm saying? It's always scary, but I think if you're not gonna make something about the truth, it's gonna be weak.
Now, do you go into every songwriting session with the mindset of I'm going to open up and be as vulnerable as possible, or is it a situation where it's like experimenting with instruments will kind of dictate how you feel for that songwriting session?
No, I think the truth of the present moment is all music is. And I think, you know, of course sonic and music can inspire the reason as to why the song is being made, but I think the emotionality of like how you're truly feeling is always gonna be the wave that guides you to how you want to get something off your chest, you know?
What is there a song that you wrote that kind of surprised you from the starting out process on day one of writing that song to how it turned out, and what would that song be?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I think every song is its own pace, its own journey. They just kind of unveil themselves. But I think the craziest journey might have been All I Can Take from Swag One, the opening track. Just like the way it started and to the way it was brought out into the world and perceived. I think that was an interesting journey for sure. Now,
was it like the sound that was different originally, or the song, the actual
just
lyrics?
The pocket, just like how it all came together. It was quite a last minute little moment. So I think like, I don't know if there are words I can say to describe it, but again, from like the drum groove, from the perception of the lyrics, from the melody to how it all came together, it was just like a whirlwind that I didn't expect.
So when you're in the studio, you know when something is going to be super special, and when something's going to be like, all right, this is solid, gonna fill this person's album, or maybe we'll just give it out there into the ethos and let somebody, you know, cop the song or whatever. What's that moment like when you get to that point where you're like, this shit is gonna hit, we know it?
Man, I don't think you can. I don't think you can know. I think you gotta just let go. I know that's a vague answer, but I think no one fucking knows. Oh, sorry, I'm not fucking.
Fuck that shit. We curse, dog.
No one fucking knows. You know, I think they're just moments songs are just moments that happen, and when you have something really special and it ignites your heart and it fills your body with energy, that's an amazing feeling. But I don't think, you all collectively know when you have a strong ass song, you know what I'm saying? And I think it always is predicated from the truth of a moment. I've never experienced a powerful song that doesn't come from a vulnerable place, a real place, a truthful place.
So you mentioned moments.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the type that when you are feeling anything in a moment, you're going to take out your phone and start jotting down those notes, or do you purposely suppress it till you get to that more creative, flowing writing session?
No, I think timing and presence is like the biggest key to making anything of substance. And I think when it happens, it happens. There's lots of moments where a whole idea just comes and you're nowhere near anything. And you gotta, I start singing into like my fucking phone and like, whatever. I feel like most creatives do that. But again, like presence, when that shit hits, you gotta just go for it.
I love that.
Even from an emotional standpoint.
So you, from Australia, moved to the States, LA specifically. A lot of fake shit in LA, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fake shit, people hyping you up, people gassing you up for no reason. A lot of times where you're just like, I'm just at a Starbucks, bro. Like, that's not even my song. You're hyping me up about, right?
Bro. Oh my God.
But has there been a moment where you're like, oh shit, like this is legit. Like I made it because of this person showing me love in the DMs, or this person talking about my song on a radio interview?
I don't know. I think I've definitely got to meet majority of my musical heroes, which has just been amazing. I think like the idea of making it capital M is just the goalpost changes. I think I've spoken to some of the most successful people in history, and those ideas aren't necessarily what brings happiness or presence at all. I think when I started getting recognized by some of my favorite creatives, it actually like hurt more than it helped. So I think like, again, having the strong foundation of why you get up in the morning and do something is a lot more powerful than being told you're great. That's just my experience. I think being told you're great is not a good thing, actually.
I agree, and also on the opposite end of that, being told that you're the drizzling shits is also not the greatest thing ever.
But low key, it is better, because
depending on who's saying it. Because if it's somebody that you value their opinion, then you're gonna sit there and go, "Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the drawing board."
I mean, it all comes back to self-worth, right? Like, if you need outside love and you need a lot of outside kind of gratification, chances are you don't trust yourself or love yourself, and I think that's the goal, is to like know from within rather than external validation constantly. Then you're just a slave to that shit. You're just a slave to comments. You're a slave to wanting to be perceived positively all the time, which is not reality. And it's also like sometimes pushing people's buttons musically, conceptually, whatever it may be, is a much more constructive reaction than just being told you're great all the time, because that's not true.
And obviously working with a lot of heavy hitters out here in the industry, you're learning a lot from all these various people that you've worked with through the years.
Yep.
What would you say is the biggest takeaway that you've learned from someone that you have worked with that you still apply to this day, whether it's performing, songwriting, interviews? Anyone come to mind?
Yeah, I've gotten some amazing advice over the years. I think, again, to maintain a strong why of why you want to write songs, why you want to express yourself to that level is really important, because I think making music to make music is just boring. You can hear it when someone's making a song just to make the song. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a piece of advice that I've always held. It's like, if that shit doesn't feel right, if the why isn't there, there's no reason to make it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a compass for me, for sure.
So you're on tour right now with Shawn Mendes. As we record this interview, you have a show tonight, Forest Hill Stadium in Queens. When you got that call, like, hey, we would love for you to be part of this kind of comeback tour for this pop icon. What was your first thought?
I was definitely excited. We had been talking about it for a long time, though, so it wasn't like the biggest surprise, but also like so exciting. And me and him have traveled the world together before, so it feels like home.
So you've worked with like Alessia Cara, Justin Bieber, Shawn Mendes, all of them are basically from like Toronto. Is there some sort of Australian Toronto connection?
There is a secret subconscious connection between Canadians and Australians. It's subtle, but it definitely is real. I've spoken about this before. It's a real thing.
You know what it is? You guys are nice.
I think we may have.
That's what it is. You guys are really nice people.
I mean, you know, I can't say all Australians are nice. We can be crazy, but like there is a unspoken chemistry there for sure. All of my homies are Canadian. It's so odd.
If any of them are Toronto Blue Jays fans, tell them that the diehard Yankee fans so that they could go to hell.
See, I don't even know this. This is baseball slang.
Yeah. So
I'm uncultured when it comes to this.
Last night the Yankees won their series, so now they advance in the playoffs to play Toronto starting tomorrow.
Type shit. Oh no way.
Yeah.
So this is like the finals.
It's like the second of 4 rounds, basically.
See, honestly, I don't know if any of the homies are baseball heads at all.
Well, good. Tell them that I said it anyway.
See, I'm gonna tell them that you specifically said fuck all of you guys. Toronto is going down.
One of the biggest cities in the world.
That's
can all
crazy.
go to hell. Do you still dabble with kung fu, or was that just kind of more of a childhood?
No,
thing
I still be training. I train MMA. I don't train kung fu anymore. But like I trained weapons, double daggers, broadswords. I was in there, bro. I was like for real in there.
How often do you find yourself getting into the gym to roll around a little bit?
Man, a lot more last year than this year. I think I've trained maybe like 5 or 6 times this year, but I love it. Love sparring. I grew up doing it.
Yeah. That's so dope to me. Have you been to any UFC events this year?
I have. Not this year, but I've been to 2 Conor McGregor fights. I was there when he fought. Is it David Cerrone?
Cerrone.
Cerrone.
The cowboy.
I'm sorry, I'm forgetting his first name. He's an absolute legend. I saw him I saw Conor knock him out, and then I saw Conor break his leg against Dustin Poirier. Which was heavy.
And then he was talking shit from the ground, which is one of the most gangster things ever.
It was heavy seeing him getting carried out in the stretcher, still talking shit. I was like, this man really lives by this.
So before we wrap things up, if you could go back and tell 12-year-old you one thing, what would you say to them?
Listen to yourself. Just trust yourself. Trust yourself inherently. The only mistakes I've ever made is when the opinion is crafted from someone else. Just trust yourself.
And like we said before, you're on tour with Shawn Mendes. There's some fun things that by the time this interview drops, maybe people know about, maybe they don't. So I ain't going to say shit and get in trouble. What can we expect from you for the rest of 2025 and even past that into 26?
Man, lots of music. Music from myself, music with me and my friends, music next year. Definitely going to drop an album. And yeah, I'm really excited.
And we're going to see you again before the year is up with Z100. Again, I don't think I could legally say what's happening, but we will see you again. And
little
it will
performance, little cutesy performance.
Yeah, and it'll be free for those that want to join, and we'll just stop it there. If you know Z100 enough, you know what we're talking about. But Eddie Benjamin, one more time, appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
All love.
From the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100.